Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Against the Storm, where today we are trying hard to wrap up what could very well be our final village ever. And all we need to do is gain, another 12-ish reputation and also finish the seal or whatever. I'm honestly less worried about this than I think I've ever been. It really is just a matter of like the same general reputation game as usual. Speaking of which, it would be really rad to gain 6 foxes if we could. Oh, these population polls are terrible. Really, really awful. Also, I forgot that I had unassigned a bunch of people from this, but we should probably reassign a bunch of people to that. We could do this for 4 parts, and I mean, it probably should be pipes. I don't know. So anyway, just to remind everybody, including me, so that it is said out loud and is top of mind, we are still looking for a way to make metals. We have the building for turning metals into tools, but we don't have the ability to make our own metals, either blue or orange. So that's a thing that's got to change. For the moment, we're pretty focused on the ancient seal here, but it might be time to pop another glade. To be perfectly honest, this one's not bad, and it has a lot more overgrown trees next to it, so yeah, maybe that's the thing we do. So it would just be like cut through here, right? I think I would like to do it as the storm is coming to an end, probably. So yeah, for the moment, I'm just doing it. Plague of Fishmen. Oh, okay. Summon a dangerous or forbidden glade event near the ancient hearth. That's the seal. Huh. It kind of doesn't seem like they've done it. I'm not sure. It seems like nothing happened. Okay, so 15% more chance for double yields on everything, or gain 5 insects every time woodcutters cut down a tree during the storm. I mean, do we really just get a second charge of this? 2 15% bonus chances, evaluated individually, I'm guessing. It's pretty great, honestly. Boy, they took any chance to cut down a useless tree. So eager. You guys are doing a great job. I mean, we're hanging tough on food. We're doing just fine on pretty much everything. I guess one thing we could do is we could push the hearth up to the next level. Here, we'll build an overgrown fence around this farmer's property. Take advantage of some space that otherwise is not useful. And then we will also build a... What do you want? You get some rain punk barrels over there. And ominous pipes. You like ominous pipes? Well, too bad you're getting some. And we'll throw a valve in the middle. Okay, once that's all done, this will pop to level 3 now that we have a service building in there. And yeah, the Plague of Fishmen just didn't happen, I guess. Okay, so I need 14 points And I'm not allowed to actually make these sails. We'll be able to make a single sail to the monastery, I'm sure. Yeah, like after these get moved, we'll accept the one sail. Well, I guess I don't need to sit on this. They're gonna deliver because they have to. All right. So, but the things have changed, so never mind. Global resolve drops 2% slower for every frog villager. Doubling event loot. It's more likely. I don't know. I don't think the old fedora is going to actually do anything for us. I don't think either of these are going to do anything for us. Strength in numbers, I suppose. The fish and ale? What? Okay. Fliss, did you bring any ale? Give me your ale. Also, allow me to purchase this from you. Do you have any metals? You don't have any metals. I might actually be willing to just take all this off your hand as well. So 56 of my amber for that. Okay. Now we can double sell here, and that gets us over the line. I have some flour, and I'm not sure why. Go ahead and sell that. We can afford to part with probably a little bit of this stuff. Okay, so that's got us golden blood. Nice and secure. We are continuing to just gain reputation all the time. And yeah. We're getting to the point where it might be a little helpful to have more people on hand. I really wish this pole had more foxes in it. But fine, we'll take it. So this, it doesn't really matter which thing we go for, and then we can start in on the next one, and that'll house the remaining frog. Okay, and then we do need another fox house. Well, I have a box left, right? That upgrade... No, I don't. Okay. That upgrade does exist for everybody. We're going to want to have more fox houses in the end anyway, so we may as well just go ahead and do that. And then also we need a human house. What about at the back of the monastery? Okay, so that'll get them there. Hopefully the next group of newcomers will have a lot of foxes in it. Okay, if I unfavor everybody goes over, that's kind of nice. Rainwater is slowly getting put through the engines. We probably should go ahead and launch Cult of Fire so that we don't have to remember to keep a bunch of incense on hand. Okay, we got 2 foxes out of that maneuver. What is there room for? This is like a weird little area, but we can put a house here. This should probably be moved out of the way at the very least. Okay, so the human house. It would still be a good idea to have another human house. Which we can put somewhere. Nope. Still, I need to chop some more stuff down. Okay, where did I put that thing? I was just playing with it. Here we go. let's clear all of that. Not so much those trees. There we go. It gets a little sticky. Sometimes you have to right click a couple of times to get it to get out of that mode. All right, so that'll hack open a bunch of room for housing there. And we're just about to open this up. In theory, except everybody wants to take this critical moment to run their supplies back to town. You know how they do. Okay. Bunch of clay. Mostly this is just a clay glade. That's pretty weird. This thing is bullshit. This does not give us what we want at all. Well, I can fix it, but all it does is produce clearance water, and we already have a bunch of clearance water, so I guess let's open it up. It's easy enough to... yeah. Okay, we'll just tear it down and get a perk from it. Still looking for production of our own metals. The forester's hut comes up again. This cannot be the best way to do this. Alright, how much? A lot. How much clay do we have? The answer is enough clay. Yeah, I'll make that sale too. That seems fine. Pretty good prices overall. Yeah, I was really opening another glade in the hopes of finding another event to do, you know? Alright, well, good news. Golden blood is clear, and now we are headed very obviously toward crystal feathers, which is quite easy to do. So, shoot, we have 24 now with another 45 coming in. So yeah, it's one or two more good trades and we'll be at 100. Not a problem. Gain 2 amber for every 20 sea marrow produced. You know, amber is not really a problem that we are having. So I guess improving the farms, although the farms are also not really a problem. And yeah, let's continue to chop down trees. You guys don't really need to do that. Well, somebody should probably stay on to run the delivery back. Okay. Get this out of the way, and that will provide plenty of space. So these fox houses are actually totally sufficient. We're just waiting because unfortunately, like I keep pointing out, we do not have our own metal. And it's possible that the game is going to continue preventing us from acquiring any method of producing our own metal. So I'm looking at our caches to see where can we find some. Okay. There's no reason to allow ourselves to get caught off guard here. Do any of these things have metals in them? They do not. Well, then we are reliant on... I guess I'm going to take the Forester's Hut as like a desperation move just in case it gets really, really bad. But obviously we need to be able to produce metals to be able to run a bunch of... to do the thing I always like to do, where at the end we just run a bunch of caches home. It's not necessary. It's not the only way to do things, certainly. So we are at 44 amber in the bank right now. This is 55, so we will need to sell at least one more amber. Okay, in 445, we will have our penultimate piece of the bird, and then the last piece is going to want us to open up 2 of these glades right next to each other. Yep, well, plenty of time. That's going to be the most time sensitive and like challenging bit of it. If we can survive that, we can survive the rest of this quite easily. I think I am going to go ahead and push that upgrade. May as well keep pulling, right? Our Book of Water is at 30% now, and everything is benefiting from the 2 forbidden cornerstones, the forsaken ones, rather. And yeah, just overall, we're in like a pretty good position. Whoa, all of a sudden, the blue line for the frogs jumped way the hell into the stratosphere. Not 100% sure what's up with that. We're still getting very slowly toward that. Okay, this is under control. That's closer than I would like. Only a 2-minute difference. I don't know how it took them so long to get that running. Okay, the Plague of Death. Discover 2 dangerous or forbidden glades during this storm. If you don't, 3 villagers will be killed. Well, when these come in, yeah, we can set up for this, and we can make revealing the glades for our next rune bit here. A critical. We can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Is the words I'm desperately trying to say. Okay, and then just kind of anybody, just three folks to get on it. We're going to keep an eye on those because we don't want them cutting down a lot of extra trees. And what is our final Forsaken Cornerstone? Wow, Survivor Bonding, Stormforged is fucking bananas. Export Specialization is very good, but it's certainly not Survivor Bonding. 5 to stormwater production for every 2 woodcutters. Increased tank capacity for every type of rainwater. No, this is very obviously the win. Holy hell, that's good. Holy hell, that's good. Some of those are, yeah, they vary widely in effectiveness, I guess is how I'll put it. All right, and then we don't want to, we don't want to end up completely out of money when we turn in all of our money for this thing, so let's make sure we're continuing to trade. So this shouldn't take long at all. Then again, woodcutters, they hate to do a fast job. Okay, I was gonna say we can bounce it back over here when it's done, but honestly, I think we'll just leave it. But I don't want to open the glade until it is time. Although I guess, okay, this is complete the events, not open the glades. So we could have opened the glades before rolling the thing over. In any case, let's get this shit open and figure these out. Get another cornerstone. These are not very compelling. Sure. What if porridge was even better, but only like kind of a little bit. Okay, you guys are doing your best. Yep. Is that tree overgrown? No, they're just really bad at cutting it down. Okay, I feel like it's always one of these dudes, right? Doesn't that seem to be the way? Also, while we're looking at this, you know, may as well put in the order. Okay, so I just have to solve this in either manner. It doesn't matter which way we do it. I could just turn off religion mode for a little while here. So cysts are up and available to burn. 16 Blightrot cysts will spawn. So I need to be at 16. I need to be ready to burn 16. We can be there. We can be at that. So 16 Blightrot cysts will spawn. Each cyst increases hostility considerably. All dormant cysts will activate. Cysts are vulnerable to purging fire while this effect is live. Yeah. So I'm just going to turn off religion use. Right, I don't have consumption control. Remember how I was like, well, that won't matter. Okay, no, that's fine. We're not using tea, but we have the ability to produce tea, right? Yeah. Except kind of no. We still have the 28 pottery we started with. That's funny. Was it 30? 50? What was it? It is 45. So that's unfortunate because we only have 3 runs of the recipe. But we could get lucky and get some doubles. And in fact, to make it more likely, I'll throw this on. Okay, so we'll try to do that way. Oh, I should move the woodcutters back to their corner. Also, remember the trader's going to show up, and we could potentially do some trade, and we may be able to resolve it in that way. Is there another one? Probably shouldn't. I'm not going to sell any more training gear until we see what's in here. Come on, we do need to get this shit open before the end of the storm. Okay. Give the man the amber. And then clay, sea marrow, etc. Yeah, all pretty whatever. And this is one of those same kinds of things. Fun. We can't just burn this down. Can and should. This will produce extra hostility. Alright, let's let the storm end. And we'll crush these two. It's gonna squawk at me about idle people here in a second, but we're good. No worries. Okay. Go to it, friends. Stonecutter's camp needs removed. I would prefer the clay, I think. Run back's kind of long. Sorry, friends. Oh, I forgot we were getting tea from this. Okay, well that will make that a lot easier. So I was coming down here to look at something. Oh yeah, do we have the stuff stocked? Yeah. All right, I think it's time to just press the button. We'll have the tea in place by the time it's needed. So 2 more foxes. And in you go. Corruption is high. Everything is fucked. But it's fine. We're very good at firefighting. Also, I don't know. I don't think either of these are very compelling. Trade logs? I guess. And then you are not really in a good position to give me much of anything, I think. I will take 1 amber from you for the price of 5 of these bags. And then I will use your amber to purchase half a point of reputation. Okay. And I think that's it. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have metals? No, you have no metals, no metals and no tools. Okay, those are the things we would really be looking for. There are so many caches up right now. Probably shouldn't sell tools at this point. I think it's probably okay to sell berries. And yeah, to a certain extent, we're kind of just like waiting on tools. I mean, obviously, I'm resolving this in a way that's going to give us a point. And then we still need from that another too many. Another 5. Well, we're working on it. We're working on it. What's in here? Oh, 3 foxes. Now we gotta wait until Fox Resolve hits that point, but it's gonna be good. We haven't used the beacon tower at all. All buildings using fertile soil produce more goods. Hooray. Still not super strongly pushed to press these buttons just yet. So we have 2 points of reputation banked. May as well think of it as 3. I think we're gonna be okay. I think. Y'all making tea? They're making tea. Yeah, we'll have the tea by the time we need it. It's very annoying that this is a multiple of 11 plus 1. Just trying to make sure that they're going to get their thing done before the timer. One guy has to go back for one extra tea. All right, y'all can stop producing tea now. That is no longer a concern. Okay, fox population broke through even with the penalties because our output is bananas. And that is going to give us Glade events in quick succession. So now it's just the thing. Take that 4th trade route slot. That'll get them. So we got to get somebody to blue. It turns out we can push Fox's blue even with all the stuff stacked up. That's pretty good. How's the corruption situation going? They managed to get the cysts under control really fast. Yeah, wow. Okay. I mean, I figured they would do all right. Okay, you're not crossing the blue line anymore. We gotta keep. We don't really have to keep selling. I'm not 100% sure what I think I'm even getting for all this at this point. But it sure is a lot of amber, right? It's crazy. Have you ever seen this much amber before? If only you could just like purchase some tools occasionally from a trader. Can you imagine? Do I want to... I kind of want to call her. She doesn't have tools, but we got to get her out of the, at least according to that thing, she doesn't. We got to get her out of the way before somebody will show up who does. And also, actually, she totally did have tools. I was lied to. None of this stuff is going to come back in time, so we'll just buy whatever we can from her. So put all that in. I would say all that. I don't yet have a way of turning this stuff into metal. So let's see, we can do that and 30. So if I give her most of the parts we have, what are the odds that we're going to need a bunch of parts at this point? Okay, that puts me up to 62. So have some foxes come and grab this. And then another 24, and then we can do a 12 as well. This one can be a little bit slower. Why not? Oh, it's a 15. So wait, that we won't quite have. We can do 2 full ones, and then we'll be left with 14 tools? Yeah, so we actually won't quite be able to do this. But it's okay. We'll find more. Or... no, there are no tools as a reward to any of the stuff that I have here. Is this building... no, this building does not solve any of my problems. All right, 221, 113. I have to say, this episode, the stuff we're getting done in this one feels very, very relaxed. I definitely pushed through too much of the difficulty in the first episode, but yeah, you could probably tell I just kind of like got hung up on it. I very much lost track of where I was and what I was doing. Okay, event is clear. Food and even more pottery. And event is clear, and beautiful. Oh. I didn't realize. I thought you still had to finish the... Is that actually the first time I've ever closed the seal before hitting the rep? It honestly might be. I like, come to think of it. Well, our reward is 9 seal fragments, which of course is extremely useful, and a replacement for some of the stockpiles that we spent on our very cool cornerstones. And that building is very powerful. So some of those cornerstones are bananas. So when we head back to the world map, we've now sealed every seal, right? But I mean, sure, credits. Again, we get credits. That makes sense. I think we earned credits. I guess I'm less surprised this time. This time I'm like, yes, this is where these belong. I guess we have done it, friends. That is going to be it for the series. It's, you know, I'm ready for it to be over. So it was a lot. It was a lot. This is episode, I don't know what, it's high 70s. I'm pretty sure. And it is kind of funny because ultimately I think the gameplay of the settlements, like once we kind of like figured things out and settled into our understanding of the game, which, you know, it did continue to evolve, certainly, but once we really settled into things, it was pretty, there was a lot of similarities from settlement to settlement, right? You always have your unique concerns with the, you know, which Glade events you get in which order and stuff like that. But honestly, it never felt tedious to me. they've hit on a really good formula here where, at least for me, for my particular brain situation, where they can give you the same stuff over and over again, and it continues to exert some kind of pull. So yeah, good on them, because that's probably pretty hard to do. They have done some good work here. I do think the expansion adds a lot. I like the new biomes a ton, especially the Ashen Thicket. I think the Ashen Thicket is great. The fishing one, the one where you have to send the strider out on the lake, is also cool, and it does change things up some, but I like the Ashen Thicket a lot more. But yeah, overall, that's that. Did I need to spend so much time playing this game when there's still stuff on my could it be game of the year list to check out? I don't know. Listen, things get very complicated around here sometimes, and I feel like I owe certain things, and I had a lot of fun with it at least, and I hope that you all had a lot of fun with it as well. So obviously, I'm going to go ahead, and I think we're past most of the... I mean, the translators deserve credits too, but also, boy, credit sequences in video games are getting awfully long, aren't they? Especially considering, like, they could have double-wided this. This could be 2 columns. But I guess I'm glad I didn't press the button before we got to see that art. But yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and just tap out here. That's going to be it for us for today and for the series. We did it. We beat the thing against the storm. There is no more storm left to be against. Oh, hold on. We're hitting the special thanks here. This is... I do want to see if it just kicks us back out to the title screen. And I do believe we are about to find out. Or if we get a view of the kingdom with no storm on it, perhaps, which would be pretty cool. First, we get an enigmatic mask. I know there's King's Hand trials, some kind of like daily mode, right, that we unlocked at some point. I hope you will all understand why I do not feel the need to do that thing. Okay, we still have to press the button. There's an event all the way out here. But yeah, I guess let's see what happens when we press the button. All seals cleared. Do we get a different laser sequence? No, sadly, there's no stopping the storm cycle. All we did was push it back as far as it could be pushed back. We bought people time. And you know, like 92 years ain't so bad. Some people are going to live their entire lives without ever having to survive the nightmare of a blight storm, and that's pretty good. If they want the shit to actually get fixed, somebody should, talk to the queen about it. She seems to be omnipotent or whatever. Anyway, like I was saying before, that's actually the end of it. That's going to be it for us for the series. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, there is a continuation of another expansion to another game from long ago that is definitely not a 2024 Game of the Year concern that I'm going to be replacing this with directly, because I don't know how to prioritize things in my life. So come back for that. I'm sure you're all excited. And we'll see you then.